What is going on, guys? It is Thursday, February 12th, and this is going to be the final NBA slate before the All-Star break. We do have the slam dunk contest. We have the three-point shootout. We have some Rising Stars games, some celebrity games, and then we also have the All-Star games this weekend. So there will be picks for all those games. So if you guys want to make sure you get all the content for those, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Before we jump into these games and these picks, we have to pick our winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. Do this in every single video. If today's video gets 250 likes, I will randomly select a comment to win a free month of our premium. So make sure you guys are leaving a like on the video. Make sure you're dropping a comment. Let me know what your favorite play for today is. And also make sure you guys are subscribed once again if you're not already. But let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So the winner is going to be for Jarmed100, who said, feeling good about today. Well, I hope you had a great day yesterday, Jarmed. Send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for that free month of VIP, and I do appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys. Taking a look at some of our slips from yesterday, we actually had a very good overall day yesterday. I ended up profiting slightly on my sportsbook plays. $25 profit. I know that's absolutely ridiculous when you're playing $250 slips. That's a tenth of a unit for me, so that's not a huge profit. Putting our profit in a month at $38 today. This month has been pretty much break even. We've had some really good days, and we also had some really bad days, as you can see on that Wednesday on the 4th. Bets from yesterday, what I played, these are the 4 bets that I placed. I had a Spurs and a Hawks money line. I had a Tennessee first half total under 69.5. Now, this is for college basketball. This play was a mistake on Thunder Pick. They actually gave us 69.5 for the first half. If you watch college basketball, I mean, that's a high total for NBA. So, obviously, like, in college basketball, that's a lock. It ended up being a void. They ended up refunding us on that one. So, I put it on here, but it's a push. I had a Jazz Magic parlay, which the Magic sold. Then I played the Spurs and the Hawks twice. I ended up playing that on Novik for $75 as well. So I ended up having $325 on that. Ended up profiting me $265, which put me in the green for yesterday. So not a bad day. And our Fade to Public yesterday, we ended up losing. Had the Pelicans minus 1.5 on the Fade to Public Instagram. So Fade to Public is down a unit or half a unit on that. But Fade to Public yesterday was pretty ugly for that Pelicans, man. I thought the Pelicans were going to do better. But wins for yesterday, as you can see, quite a few slips we won. Spurs Hawks parlay that I put $250 on, cashed. Had this nice Booker taco that we had paired with Kevin Porter yesterday. That one cashed. So that was a nice little $315 win. Had this nice little double up on Prizepicks, 200 to win 400. A 5.7x for the NBA last night, 100 to win 576. That was a beautiful win on the Sleeper app, as well as this nice 3.7x for college basketball that we cashed yesterday. So Sleeper has been extremely green lately. And then we had a nice little $50 bet over on Underdog that cashed us as well. But overall, yesterday was green. It was profitable on the props and then slightly profitable on the money line. So if you guys do want to join our Discord, you know where to go. The link is in the description. It is free to join the Discord. You can join our VIP for $10 a week or $25 a month, and you can get 20% off using code NBA if you guys do want to do that. But let's go ahead and jump into some of these picks for today. So I'm going to try this a little bit different today, guys. I'm going to go through the props as I go through the games. Seen some other guys do that, and I kind of like that style rather than splitting it up as in like just a money line section and then a player prop section. So I'm gonna test it out, test the water, see if the video just feels right. But let's talk about the game that we have starting out. So we had the Bucks versus the Thunder. This is honestly the only game on the slate that I don't want to touch. This slate is a 3-game slate, obviously very small, very ugly. We got most teams on back-to-back, so it's very difficult to find value, especially when it's the last game before the break. But we got the Bucks taking on the Thunder in OKC. Now, OKC's minus 500 favorites. The Bucks just had a hard-fought victory versus the Magic. I had Magic money line. You just saw it was chalk my other money line, or I would have had a very profitable day yesterday on the money lines as well. But Bucks ended up pulling out the win last night in Orlando. The spread on this game is 12.5. They are predicting this to potentially be a blowout. And the total's at 215, so a very slow-paced game. Most of the money right now on Bucks plus 550. Now, I kind of get like they're plus 550 underdogs, and they just beat Orlando, and they're plus 500 versus Orlando. So it's kind of like one of those, let's take a chance on them. But realistically, man, I don't see how they win on a back-to-back versus OKC traveling twice, OKC fresh. I don't think the Bucks can win tonight. I mean, obviously anything can happen right now in the NBA. These games have been very, very ugly, but I got OKC winning this game pretty easily. Right now, most of the money's going to be on OKC covering a 12.5 spread. I don't know that I like the 12.5 spread, a little bit high, but I'm taking a look at these two teams. The Bucks, we just saw coming off a win, 116 to 108. Very close game yesterday. They played back-to-back games in Orlando. If you look at the Thunder, Thunder played, they did play last night as well. I forgot the Thunder were on a back-to-back. I was, for some reason, thought they didn't play last night, but I remember talking about them versus Phoenix now. But ended up beating Phoenix 136-109. So it was a blowout win in Phoenix versus the Suns, where the Suns were on a back-to-back last night as well. So taking a look at some of these players, Giannis is missing over here for the Bucks, obviously. No Taurean Prince. No Ryan Rollins tonight, which is a big loss for this Milwaukee team. And then you look at OKC, missing SGA still. AJ Mitchell is out. Sorber's obviously out for the season. Then you got Topic, who is out as well. Looking at Holmgren, this is what I'm kind of looking at right now in terms of how many minutes the players played. So Holmgren last night played 20 minutes. Didn't put up very big minutes. We can look at some of the other ones. We can look at Hartenstein, see how many minutes he played. Hartenstein played 17 minutes. We can look at let's just do Dort. Dort hasn't been injured, so we'll take a look at Dort. Last night he played 23 minutes. So their starters did not play big minutes. They shouldn't be too tired tonight, whereas when you look at the players for the Bucks and you look at their minutes, they played right at 38 minutes. So they're going to be very tired on the road. I'm expecting an OKC victory tonight, and not really props that I'm looking at in terms of this game. Potentially Hartenstein if you wanted to, but in this game I'm kind of just fading. Second game on the slate, Jazz versus Blazers, Trailblazers. Both of these teams on back-to-backs. The Jazz are plus 245 underdogs at home. It's a 7.5 spread and a 239.5 total. So a very fast-paced game. Most of the money on Jazz money line. Most of the money on Jazz covering the 7.5-point spread. When you look at these two teams, the Jazz are coming off of a victory versus the Kings. They have won back-to-back games. They blew out Sacramento last night. Looking at Portland, Portland got blown out by Minnesota. So complete opposites on the spectrum. As of last night, that's the first loss the Jazz has had in 4 games. Avdia did play last night. He ended up chalking his PRA line. If you look at Dame is out. Chris Murray's out. Shaedon Sharpe is out. And Thibault is out once again for Portland. On the Jazz side, missing Keontae George, missing Elijah Harkless, and then you have Walker Kessler, who is also out. When you look at Markkanen has been limited minutes. We can pull up Markkanen here and take a look at his minutes for the last 5 games. He's averaging 24 minutes per game over his last 5, and he's not dealing with injuries. So Markkanen just not playing big minutes. He had 21 minutes last night. It was a blowout win, so obviously he's not going to play many anyway. But look at the few games before that, still getting around 23 or 24 minutes. So makes it hard to want to bet on Markkanen when he's getting minutes like that. In terms of the props that I like for this game, so I really do like Jaren Jackson Jr. once again, guys. His points line is 19.5. He just dropped 23 versus Sacramento. Ever since getting traded, homie has absolutely been just tearing it up on the points, man. He's putting up decent shot volume as well. He only had 13 shots last night. He's averaging 6 threes over his last 10 games, 4.8 free throws, 16.7 field goals over his last 10. The few games before that, you can see he's putting up big numbers. I know a lot of these are from Memphis as well, but still, even when he came to the Jazz, he's been putting up 17 and 19 shots in the 2 games prior to last night. And last night was a blowout win. He only played 22 minutes. So they should be decently fresh tonight. They're playing at home, so it's not a big it's not like they had to travel or anything like that. I'm expecting Jaren Jackson Jr. to have another good line. If you wanted to straight bet this, and I'm going to show you guys a little tip on Outlier if you do use Outlier, and there is a free week trial down in the description, but you click this little button right here beside Altlines, and it shows you the value across every single book that's selected on here, or wherever this prop is posted. So right now you can see it's around minus 120. That's about the best value you can get. You can get minus 119. It shows somewhere right here. You can see it shows 119. But around minus 120 on underdogs, about the best value you're going to get. If you want to straight bet it on like DraftKings, minus 123. I honestly don't mind straight betting this line. Now, in terms of player props, if I was going to play this on not player props, but in terms of like playing on like a DFS app or something where I wanted to parlay this with another player prop, what I would do is probably buy this down slightly. But if I wanted to straight bet this, 19.5 is a straight bet. Now, this is my personal opinion on when you're playing props with an original line. It's better to straight bet them. I mean, there's no point in pairing this with another original line. We'll say LeBron 20 points when you can just straight bet this for minus 120. It's almost even odds, and potentially just cash out on that one prop. Because I do like Jaren Jackson Jr. here. I think he has a good game. I think he drops at least 15 points minimum. 15 points is going to be a very consistent line that he's hit 10 in a row, and he's hit 81% on the season. So that's what I was kind of looking at over here on Parlay Play. I was kind of looking at our man Jaren Jackson Jr. at 15 points. And I'll show you what I was going to pair him with, because Parlay Play does have some promos today for this game. They have Klingon at 10.5 boards, and they have AR at 23.5 points. So the thing about these plays or this slate today is there's not much value on the board because you have 3 games and most teams are on back-to-backs. So when these apps are giving you some of these discounts, if you like them, you might as well just play them because you're not going to find a lot better props. On a large slate, I would just fade some of these props, like especially AR at a 2x, because that's a very it's a good payout, very good payout, but he's been struggling lately. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But that is what I was looking at as Jaren Jackson Jr. to pair with one of these discounts. Now, I'm going to show you what I was talking about. AR at a 2x. This gives you a 2.24x right here. Now, Austin Reeves is a player that is struggling coming off of an injury. He's still going to get a lot of usage without Doncic. So, regardless, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. But regardless, Jaren Jackson Jr. is my favorite play from this game. I think he's a great game, has a great game. I like Avdia here as well. If you want to play Avdia, I do like Avdia for up to 20 points. His regular point line is sitting at 22.5. Now, Avdia is coming off a game where he dropped 11 points. He's been struggling lately. He's also coming off of an injury. He's averaging 26 minutes per game. He played 27 minutes last night versus Minnesota. I'm not expecting anything more than that here tonight. If he could end up getting ruled out, you never know if the injury news updates or anything like that. But I like Avdia overall for about 18 to 20 points. Now, I probably wouldn't go any higher than 20 unless you want to just straight bet it and be risky. But at 17.5, he's cashed 85% of the games on the season, which is he's averaging 25 points per game. His head-to-head looks really good versus the Jazz. We know the Jazz play no defense, and I'm just throwing this out there because we're going to be using Avdia here in just a little bit. But I do like his line up to 20 points. Anything over 20 points, I think, does get slightly risky. His head-to-head or his hit rate on the season is phenomenal. He's been crushing this line. It's just one of those where he's not seeing big minutes right now. He dropped 14 shots last night, 21% a field goal percentage, so obviously shot really bad, which is another reason that they got blown out. But it is what it is. I like Avdia, 20 points. I think he cashes it, and we'll be playing him in just a minute. But last game on the slate, Mavericks versus Lakers. I do have the Lakers right now minus 257. Dallas is plus 270. Lakers are 7.5 on the spread with a 234.5 total. So 2 fast-paced games in a row for us to bet on. At least we have 2 decently fast-paced games. Looking at this, 66% of the money is going to be on the Lakers with 84% on them covering a 7.5 spread. Don't know that I trust the Lakers to blow out anybody. I'm just going to be honest with you. They just got blown out by the Spurs, got beat the game before that by OKC. They were coming off of 3 straight wins before that, but they're not beating teams badly. I mean, when they win games, yeah, they beat Washington badly about 6 games ago. But other than that, like they're struggling to win, and when they do win, it's pretty close. Looking at the Mavericks are on a 8-game loss streak. They're on the road again. They had played Phoenix 2 days ago. Phoenix ended up beating them by 9 points. Lakers played 2 days ago, which is where they played against the Spurs and got blown out. Now, at home again, the Lakers do have the advantage. They are the better team, in my opinion. This Dallas Mavericks team is missing a lot. They are missing Cooper Flagg. Kyrie is still out. Derek Lively out for the season. Najee Marshall and Caleb Martin both questionable. So we need to keep an eye out for those. Najee Marshall could be some usage given to other players if he gets ruled out. So pay attention to that as well. On the Lakers side of things, Ayton is questionable and then Doncic is questionable. If Ayton gets ruled out, obviously there'll be more usage for other players as well. Doncic being ruled out means AR. Mainly AR is the guy that I look for. Let's take a look at Austin Reeves because I was talking about his points just now. His points line is plus 104. At 24.5 on other books. So we can pull this up here and you can see plus 104 is the best you're going to get, and it's going to cost you. We're getting him for 23.5, and it's a 2x. So you're getting plus money at this 2x by itself at 23.5. When you look at the value across other books, and I'm just going to select all these books so we can see the value everywhere. You can see the value's around minus 130. So to get the plus money on that, we're right at even odds. I mean, we're legitimately getting great value here for this play, and it's Austin Reeves without Doncic. Now, I know Reeves in his last 10 games has looked pretty bad in terms of scoring. We can look at his minutes coming through the injury. He's playing 40 minutes per game. The injury killed him. He's getting around, 24 minutes per game over this. We can look at his last 5 and look at the average, 22.7 minutes, 15 minutes that game versus Houston. He comes back from the injury, 20, 25, 24, 29. He did play 29 minutes his last game versus OKC. If we're giving Austin Reeves almost 30 minutes against a team that has a very bad defense, they give up 21st in the league in points, 117 points per game, it's very difficult for me not to want to take AR for 24 points here. He's going to put up big shot volume more than likely. He's averaging 11.6 his last 5 games, but if you look at his last 3, the games where he's playing more minutes, he's getting a decent amount of shot attempts. When you look at the games on the season, he's averaging 15.7. But let's look at it without Luka Doncic. Without Luka, He's averaging 17.8 before his injury. He was getting over 20 shots per game with So taking a look at him without Doncic, he's averaging around 20 shots per game before the injury. I'm expecting shot volume like that again tonight. I'm thinking he puts up some pretty big numbers. Give me Austin Reeves for 24 points. I'm going to take a risk on it. If you don't like it, just fade it. It is risky. He could come out here and shoot 10 shots. Who knows? But if you're going to give him 30 minutes, I don't think this is very bad at all, especially with no Luka. So pairing this with Jaren Jackson Jr., you got a 2.24x. I am going to lock in $250 on this slip if you guys do want to tell. So that is going to be slip number 1. And then we talked about Avdia. So I was talking about Avdia on this. I was playing Avdia with a couple of other props. So I had Avdia at 17.5 points. So I told you I liked it for up to 20. You can get him at 20 for a 1.3x. I'm playing this slip a little bit safer. So I'm going to put 3 props in on this one. Avdia with the Cleveland at 10.5 boards, and then I'm going to throw in LeBron at 14.5 points. So let's pull LeBron up. We're going to research all these as well and show you your reasoning behind it. But I've already showed you Avdia. This gives us a 1.82x. I'm going to go ahead and lock it, and then we'll talk about the props because I do not want the value changing on me. So come to track picks. We're going to hit refresh so you guys do know these are legit. And you can see we got Jaren Jackson Jr. with Austin Reeves. Then we got Avdia, Clingan, and LeBron. So let's pull up the LeBron play first. So I got LeBron at 14.5 points. If AR has a bad game, LeBron should cover 15 for sure. Even if Reeves drops 30 tonight, LeBron for 15 is not a bad play. LeBron's cashed just 86% of games on the season. He is averaging 22 points per game. He's averaging 16 field goal attempts. You look at his last 10, he's averaging 16 as well. He's putting up plenty of shot volumes. He's putting up more shots than we need for points. It's a very good matchup for him versus Dallas. He covers this 4 or 5 games versus Dallas. It's a great matchup. It's LeBron. 15 points is nothing. He should be able to get that easily, especially against a team that gives up a lot of points. That's all I'm going to say. Not much more needs to be said about LeBron at 14.5. It's minus 700 odds. Not something you would ever straight bet. It's minus 3,000 on Sleeper. So the value here is definitely not very good in terms of bang for your buck. The reason I'm playing it is to get us over that 1.75x, just to give us almost a free square, or what should be a free square, to bring our payout up a little bit, and that's what I'm using that as what I'm using it for. So, and then the last one was our other boost. It was for Donovan Clingan. We'll pull Clingan up real quick and take a look at why I like this one. This one's could be sweaty as well. These boosts are sweaty, but his even odds line is around 12 boards. Minus 119 for 12 rebounds, and that's the best value you're going to get on Bet Rivers, whatever platform that is. I've never used it before or heard of it, but Bet Rivers, minus 147 is what it says there. I don't know where the minus 119 is, but it's minus 119 at 12. Now, Clingan for 10.5 is what we're getting. So decent value. He's cashed 7 of his last 10. He's cashed at 53% on the season. He's only cashed at 2 of his last 5 versus the Jazz. Now, the Jazz are a team versus centers, give up 27th in the league in rebounds, 14 rebounds per game. So a very good matchup for Clingan. Matched up against Nurkic. Nurkic can have pop-off games. He can have games where he doesn't do much. Just depends on which version of Nurkic we get. Same thing for Clingan. Now, Clingan lately has been dominant. He's averaging 14 rebounds per game, and that's with some of these games are blowouts. So you go look at the minutes. 21 minutes there, 27 in his last couple games. They've been keeping it pretty decently competitive. Last night he played 28 minutes, but they got beat by 24, so it wasn't the most competitive game. But I like Clingan tonight. I'm taking a chance on him just because the slate's so ugly, and even on a back-to-back 10.5 boards is not that much. Not when his ceiling's like 20. That's the most he's had this season, right? 21 boards. So we got quite a few games where he's getting 20 rebounds. That's twice the line we need. 10.5 is not that many for somebody who can get boards like this, even though most games he's still getting around 9 to 15. He's still averaging around 14 over his last 10 games. So let's give him a chance tonight. Donovan Clingan for 10.5 rebounds to give us that slip right there. So lock them in if you like them, guys. Fade them if you don't. That is what I have for today's video. I did this a little bit quicker than usual. It's only a 3-game slate. Once again, we'd love to have you guys in the Discord if you're not in there already. It is free to join, and the link is down in the description. But once again, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next video, and be on the lookout for some dunk contests, some 3-point contests. I don't know if they're going to give us Rising Star game props or whatever. They should, and we'll have all that stuff going on for All-Star Weekend. But I'll see y'all in the next one.